think there's great jubilation and there's great enthusiasm about her entry into the party. It is not disputed by anybody that she has great credibility, she has a great envious track record, and she is iconic for a huge section of people because of what her life has been in the last 40 years of public life. So naturally, if such an individual is a part of the endeavor of BJP, it is not only welcomed by the Aam Karyakarta. You've seen unanimity in terms of the leadership of BJP Delhi in welcoming her and, really being optimistic about the results now.
In fact, the response, Mr. Mittal, has been far from unanimous. You just heard what Manoj Tiwari, your MP, had to say. He was then forced by the leadership to retract that statement. Clearly, there is dissent within the party, and it's understandable. There are people who've worked for this party for 25, 30 years, and suddenly somebody makes a lateral entry, and that person could well be the next Chief Minister of Delhi. I mean, why are you denying that there is no dissent? There is no unanimity on this.
No, Mr. Zaka, let us understand who were the stakeholders for the coveted post. One was Dr. Harshvardhan, who's now the Science Minister, Union Cabinet Minister.
Yes.
You heard what Mr. Vijay Goyal had to say. You heard what Mr. Jagdish Mukhi had to say. And they have wholeheartedly welcomed it. So, as far as what Mr. Manoj Tiwari said, if you carefully look at his statement, he's very correct. He says, I am waiting for a dictate from the party whether she is or she is not the Chief Minister candidate, okay, and I would accordingly react to it. Which is very fair. Which is that, I mean, so looking at that, there's a saying in Hindi, "Soot na kapas, julahao mein lattham latta." Yahan soot na kapas, media mein lattham latta.
It's always very convenient to blame the media, but yeah, I'm not going to sort of engage you on that point or debate you on that point. But
see, Zaka, the assumption that we need a fall guy is so frivolous. Why? Because if you look at the electoral history, even in 2013, we were 32 and the rest were less than us. In Lok Sabha elections, we won all 7 seats. We won 60 out of 70 Vidhan Sabha seats. Yet it is us who want to have a backup for failure. I mean, isn't this absurd?
This is not 2013, this is 2015.
Your heading says
a lot of water has flown. A lot of water has flown in the Yamuna between 2013 and 2015.
Can I say something?
Okay.
Yeah. Allow me.
Yeah.
It just, your heading says, can she match the firepower? You should have said, can she match the fraudulence of Mr. Kejriwal? You see, all what he did was fraudgiri. And he got so thoroughly and badly exposed that the moment people voted in 2014, they booted Aam Aadmi Party as well as Mr. Kejriwal out. Let me just disclose one fact which should be startling for all of you. With all his rhetorics about Bijli company chores and all that, what was one of the last acts he did before relinquishing office? He sanctioned 486 crores to these very electricity companies. You see, here is a man who specializes in double talk and fraudulence.
So how come nobody...
It is this lack of credibility.
So how come nobody in the BJP really is saying that?
Just a minute.
No. How come nobody in the BJP is using that as a point to counter Kejriwal? Because he's been going to town about the electricity bills and it's working. People are responding to it.
You shall be hearing... Zaka, you shall be hearing all this in the next few days. Because the true face of Mr. Kejriwal would be out before people. They have already rejected the face. It is not a face which has got credibility, and that's the reason why they rejected this face in 2014 Lok Sabha.
Okay,